Hey, welcome back. I'm your gin guy. I'm the gin guy. That's what I hear a lot at work. At Castle and Key, I make gin. So I'm referred to a lot as the gin guy. And I want to explore more recipes because as the gin guy, I get asked a lot of questions at work. Some I know and some, thank goodness for the internet and Google and Wikipedia and all sorts of different books that I have been working with to do research on what makes gin gin. So I wanted to do some experiments and play around a little at home. And with the laws being what they are here in the great United States, I can't distill at home, not legally. Now there are all sorts of water purifiers on the internet. I'm not in the setup where I could do water purification at home, and I certainly wouldn't broadcast that I was doing water purification at the house. So for me to play around with gin recipes, I have to go back a ways to what they used to call bathtub gin. So bathtub gin is basically cold compounding gin. So all gin has to have these wonderful things called juniper berries and then some kind of base neutral spirit. Now, there are several ways you could distill. You could distill with the botanicals in the base spirit. It distills, vapor goes up. As it's distilling, the vapor extracts the flavors, goes in, goes down as wonderful flavored gin. Cut it down to water, good to go. Or you could do what we do at the Castle at Key, where I work, is we have baskets. You put your base spirit in, this distillate starts coming up as a vapor, goes through the baskets as a vapor, and then extracts it vapor-wise through, we condense it back down, gin. Both are fine, both have their pluses and minuses. If you're using heartier botanicals, you tend to like to do it in the pot so it could stand up to it because it gets really hot down there. The vapors are a little bit lighter, so if you have lighter botanicals, it tends to be a little bit more delicate with it. It doesn't burn it out near as much. But I can't do either of those methods here because we're in the United States and it's illegal. But in the old days, Prohibition, the time that shouldn't be mentioned, people got around that a lot of ways. And one of the ways they did was make what they call bathtub gin, which is basically extracting. So you take a base spirit. I use the Castle and Key vodka. It's what I know. It's what I have. And to use a benchmark, I picked out Seagram's because Seagram's is very, and no knocking, Seagram's is what it is, but it's a basic gin. When you think of just gin, this is what you're going to get. There's no fancy, no frills. It's probably one of these 4 ingredients that all gins have. So all gins are going to have juniper, the nice floating berries. All gins are going to have coriander, basically cilantro seeds. All are going to have some kind of binding agent. I use angelica root. It really doesn't add flavor, but it's more like salt and pepper. It's a fixative. It makes things smell and play well together. A lot of perfumes also use these to make the smells go together. And you have some kind of citrus. So I used orange peels. Now due to the small size, as you can tell, this is a 1.5 cups, i.e. 12 ounces. The recipe was very scaled down. In fact, the closest I could find was even still a liter of distillation. So we went down to tablespoons. So 1.5 tablespoons of juniper, a 1/2 teaspoon of coriander, 1/4, as you can see, I kind of worked my way down. Most gin recipes, typically juniper's got to be the biggest, normally is, and coriander is usually about 1/2, maybe not quite, but somewhere around 1/2. The angelica is one of the smallest because it's just there to bind. There is no flavor and no taste. I have distilled it for work for us to play with and use for blending. It smells and tastes like distilled potpourri. It's awful. It's what I would distill potpourri would be for me to imagine. And then just some orange peels. Typically it's orange, lemon, very rarely see lime, but usually some kind of orange peel. This has been sitting here a little over a week, so I am going to strain through this handy dandy coffee filter gently, and hopefully not cussing too much while I do it. Caught most of those. Caught that one there. Good, good, good. Let's try that again. I know this is entertaining. This is science at its best. No. Catch it. Oh, crud. Okay, well, that did not work the way I wanted to. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn it the other way around. And do it this way. Get it all out. Yeah, this is entertaining TV. This on here and scoop it in through here slowly because I got a little bit better. Yeah, I think that it's just a little too wide. What's amusing is you've got a lot of color that I don't get. And I think most who actually do that do not. Sometimes we do have gotten color. Some of the stuff still will come through, but most, certainly nothing as bright and as bold as that orange. I think it's the orange peel that really gave us bright color on that. So. Always a different way to build it. Oh, I can smell it right away. And it smells kind of like gin. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. I honestly have never tried this before, so I was not sure how this would work at all. As you can tell, because I put the small coffee filter in the big side instead of the coffee filter in the small side. Lesson learned. We'll try it differently next time, if there's a next time. We'll see how close this is. The goal of this experiment is, I want to make a base spirit that tastes like basic gin. If that could work, then I could start playing with different flavors and different, because I mean, botanicals really shine and are fun in gins. You get, and there's just so regional. Roku, which is a gin favorite of mine, is from Japan. They use a lot of their their flavors, their national flavors from around that area. Squeeze it all out. There we go. Not bad. I think there are a few little botanicals floating down around the bottom. That's going to be the way it's going to be. Ta-da! So I'm going to test this against Seagram's in two ways. First, I'm going to do it neat, and I'll have to step off camera to rinse this off real quick. We'll do an ounce. Bloop. Rinse out my handy dandy measuring cup real quick. And then we'll do an ounce of this fun stuff and try our comparison. See how close we are. I was like, I'm not sure I'll know which is which, but we know for sure now. So let's give it a, for those of you who don't know, there's a fun trick you can do if you ever want to smell something and kind of get fresh. inherently you know what you smell like. So it's a great way to refresh your palate, nose in between, and gives you a good idea of where you're starting at. So this is a Seagram's. Obviously, there's no color. And it smells like alcohol and juniper. And a little citrus. Go figure. Yes, that tastes like alcohol and a little citrus. Now this is a lot stronger on the nose, but it's also only been strained through a coffee filter, so that will be it's not far off. I think, oh, those orange peel. That orange peel is really coming through. It's, yeah. I think the orange is really overpowering everything else. And as you could tell, the orange really extracted on that. And I don't think I'm out of the woods, but I think when I look how much I put in there, it was just hard. They were these hard, long things. I am gonna try it again, but I'm gonna try and chop those up finer to get, because it was gonna be a teaspoon, and that is certainly more. I probably could have just done this one and said 1, 2, 3, but I got a little greedy with it. Not bad. I just wouldn't call it gin. I think there's something there. I think I'm on the right track. I think my recipe was out of whack. Yeah, most definitely. You can tell by the color. The nose isn't that far off, but you taste it. I taste nothing but citrus. And let's go ahead. I was going to do, but now that we know that we're that far off, I was going to do them both comparatively in a gin and soda, see how that stood out. I guarantee I'm going to taste the flavor difference. Rinse me out. By the way, I love the Kirkland sparkling water. They're just so good. And gin and soda, nothing exciting. Yeah, I mean, the issue is I put in too much orange peel. It should have been probably just like that. Probably that one strand instead of like, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was just heavier and it overtook everything. But that's kind of what you do and play around with. Unfortunately, it takes me about a week and a half. Us at the distillery, we could just distill and then measure out by what size and then kind of do a proper ratio on that. This is an experiment to look at. It wasn't the results I thought I would get. I thought it would be almost too bland because the extraction, because of a lower proof, didn't work. I'm not sure that's the issue. The issue right now is my recipe's off. So we will retool this recipe, cut back on the orange peel, and try it again in a couple weeks. If you like stuff like this, we'll keep on working on it, keep on playing on it with it, and see what we can do. If you have any suggestions, but truly before I start getting wild and crazy, if I can't match this, then there's no reason for me to. It's like when I go to a burger place, even the fanciest burger places, Wolfgang Puck, Burger at Las Vegas. Oh gosh, love Burger. Ramsey's place, it's amazing. But what makes it amazing is they make the best blankety blank cheeseburger around. If you can't make a really good cheeseburger, then I don't trust any of your other stuff. If I can't make a great base recipe, then I can't build upon that. I'm on the right track. I'm from Florida. I love citrus. I just got a little too citrus heavy on it. I mean, it really stands out in this. I mean, the other one kind of fades away, but it stands out for the wrong thing. It stands out for too much citrus. So it's not gin. Not even a good bathtub gin. I would call that a botanical vodka because the juniper's got to play the lead role. Otherwise, it's not gin. Well, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. We'll play with it. I'm pretty sure I could tell by the color if it comes out this orange again. I'm still too heavy, but something fun to play with. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Join me. Drink responsibly, be smart, and hit that like, hit the comments if you want to, subscribe, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Take care.